Good evening. 16 Dunedin homeowners have had their worst fears confirmed this week. An engineer's report says there's a serious risk of subsidence on their properties at Ocean View because their homes have been built over an old, disused coal mine. John McDermott reports the investigation was carried out after a July earthquake resulted in a big hole in one of the backyards.
Life in sleepy Ocean View has never been quite the same since the crater formed in this backyard. It turned out, to everyone's surprise, the house had been built over a 19th century coal mine. The owner sought legal aid for a private investigation into the extent of the threat. Now, a council-commissioned report confirms the threat is serious, and it extends to 15 other homes as well. Development is being curtailed, land movement will be monitored, and drainage upgraded pending another, more extensive report. Some of the old-timers in the area feel there's no need for alarm.
Well, I'm not terribly concerned, really. After 40 years, if anything was going to happen, it would have happened before now, I'm quite sure of that.
But others are less relaxed. Barry Robson has lived beneath the mined area for the past 4.5 years. He's very conscious of the threat.
It could disappear any time. There's another earthquake. Well, nothing's going to stop it, is it? You know, it can just disappear any time if it's an earthquake.
Does that make you feel concerned for your safety here?
Yeah, you could wake up in the morning, or you might not wake up at all.
The new City Council, like Silver Peaks County before it, is taking a strong stand on compensation.
Well, the situation is that compensation is not really an issue at the moment that the council can address. Liability has not yet been determined.
It's likely the council will spend $26,000 to further investigate the problem in the John Street area. Other mines in the district with their telltale slag heaps present less of a risk because there are no houses directly above them.
The Dunedin City Council is under attack from some quarters over the amount of help it may give the company planning a new meatworks on the Tidy. Canterbury-based Fortex wants to build a $35 million plant, and the City Council, or at least Mayor Richard Walls, is right behind the project. But there's concern about fair play, as Mark Price reports.
PPCS, which operates the Big Finnegan freezing works, would feel the most impact if Fortex built a plant at North Taieri to process nearly 2 million lambs a year. According to Radio Today, PPCS is threatening to leave if the City Council helps Fortex pay for a new works.
I think it's an empty threat. I'm always amazed at these threats, and I guess we've heard this on the radio this morning, and I'm disappointed because that's all we ever hear of are implied threats of closure. Now, the Council's not involved in refereeing commercial decisions.
One thing the Council can do is use the Rating Relief Empowering Act to remit or postpone rates for the first few years.
It simply means that the rates the company or the industry that's expanding would pay on the improved value, if you like, of the property is not called up for a period of years. So the council isn't forgoing any real sum of money, it is forgoing early income from that development.
Fortex will also be able to negotiate over power and water charges.
Those are run as business units. They will become companies shortly, and they will negotiate commercial terms with any user dependent upon the business that's going to be transacted. In other words, it's based, I guess, on commercial volumes.
And there's a small piece of council land involved.
The old Taieri aerodrome was classified as an industrial estate, or most of it as an industrial estate, and it's always been the intention of council to have it developed, and incentives have been offered in the past. They may well be offered again, but that's the details to be sorted out.
Manufacturers are keen to see fair play.
I think it's only fair if it's to encourage manufacturers into this area that aren't already here, and then give them all the incentives that you like, provided there's not already a competitor in this area.
Local MP Clive Mathewson's also entered the fray.
In Japan they don't say, oh, Toyota's enough, we don't need another car company. They go and create new markets for cars.
PPCS and the council meet on Monday.
Dunedin's lunchtime lasers were treated to an entertainment with a difference today. 6-story banners unfurling, a smoke-snorting dragon and a flying fox of mammoth proportions combined with song and dance to promote a play starting next month.
There's more than a hint of medieval mystery in today's Octagon performance. Auckland to Warwick Broadhead is a taste for the spectacular. And today's happening was merely a taste of a giant indoor production planned for early next month. Broadhead's pulled off this sort of community theatre in the north, and this performance made full use of Dunedin's spectacular Octagon amphitheatre. banners unfurled from the tops of high-rise buildings. Masked figures appeared on high. The creators' candid ease out for maximum pageantry in a show that combines a Pacific creation poem with echoes of medieval mummery. The show will involve up to 70 people. How the audience will find it is anyone's guess, but in today's splendid sunshine, it went down well.
Mystery List.
Oh, and wasn't that lovely weather? The story of stage successes which thrilled the world for 20 years will be recreated in the Fortune Theatre this evening. It's the opening night of Sheridan Morley's Noel and Gertie, an entertainment for 2 actors, a narrator and a pianist. The narrator and director of this musical biography is Ray Henwood. Stuart Deviney plays Noel Coward and Helen Mulder, Gertrude Lawrence.
Laurence Olivier and Adrian Allen were engaged to play Victor and Sybil, the new partners of the divorced Amanda and Elliot, who on that terrace in the south of France come face to face again.
I must go and find Sybil.
I must go and find Victor.
Why don't you then?
I don't want to.
It's shameful of us. Shameful.
Don't. I feel terrible. Don't leave me for a minute. I shall go mad if you do. We won't talk about ourselves anymore. We'll talk about outside things, anything you like, only just don't leave me until I've pulled myself together.
Very well.
What have you been doing lately, during these last years?
I went round the world, you know, after...
Yes, I know. How was it?
The world?
Yes.
Highly enjoyable.
China must be very interesting.
Very big, China.
And Japan?
Very small.
Did you eat shark's fins and take your shoes off and use chopsticks and everything?
Practically everything.
And India, the burning Ghats or Ghats or whatever they are. The Taj Mahal. How was the Taj Mahal?
Unbelievable, a sort of dream.
That was the moonlight, I expect. You must have seen it in the moonlight.
Yes, moonlight can be cruelly deceptive.
And it didn't look like a biscuit box, did it? I've always felt that it might.
Darling, I love you so very much.
And I hope you met a sacred elephant. They're lint white, I believe, and very, very sweet.
I've never loved anyone else for an
Oh,
instant.
no, you mustn't, Elliot. Stop.
And you love me too, don't you? There's no doubt about it anywhere.
No. No doubt anywhere.
You're looking very lovely, you know, in this damned moonlight. Your skin is clear and cool, and your eyes are shining, and you're growing lovelier and lovelier every second as I look at you. You don't hold any mystery for me, darling, do you mind? There isn't a particle of you that I don't know, remember, and want.
I'm glad, my sweet.
More than any desire anywhere, deep down in my deepest heart, I want you back again. Please.
The wonderful balcony scene from Private Lives, and Hilary, we want you back again Monday. Be nice to be with you. See you again. Good night.